Wes, we've had some questions come in about fragments in the VxFS file system and how do we defrag. Can you explain a little bit about it? Obviously you can because you got lots of colors up here.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, talk about defragging, we need to talk about fragmentation. And it's one of the characteristics of an extent-based file system. Now, when an extent-based file system is created with lots of empty space, when data is laid down, it's laid down in sequential disk blocks. So an extent is formed by a starting address and then the length in disk blocks for the entire file. The best use of the file system is having all of your files maintained in a single extent. All contiguous disk blocks, nice sequential writes, nice sequential reads. Very nice and organized. But over time, as more files are being added, files are incrementally growing, files are being deleted. For example, here I have just some chunks of individual contiguous disk space here, and I have files in my little squiggles represented by colors. So this is the same file, multiple extents for this file, multiple extents for this file, multiples for this one, and multiples for this one. So over time, as files are being created and less contiguous disk space is available, files get basically fragmented across the file system in different extents. As I remove files, I'll remove the green file here. We no longer need that. And now we have holes in the file system. So when a file is created, it's looking for the largest available free blocks to create that file. And since there's not enough contiguous space to create the file, it has to break it up into more space. So that's inconvenient. So, and let's get rid of this one as well. So I remove this one, and I remove this one. So I have these big holes in the file system. I have lots of extents for my files, not the most optimum use of our file system. So that's where defrag comes in. When we defrag an extent-based file system, we do it on directories, which are files, and on our files, which are our extents for our files. So directories get compressed and reorganized, and the extents get reorganized, called the extent reorganization. So I'm going to focus on the extent piece here, since this gives us a big bang for the buck right here. So one of the things that we do is we're going to attempt, for the same file, to create large extents from small extents. So we're going to evaluate the file system, determine where the space resides, find all the extents for our files, and then reorganize them to the point where we'll take this piece here, continue on with this one. We'll take this one and continue, and continue on with this one. Got to get my colors right. So that one is moved.
See, that's what happens when you have too many colors, right?
I know. Yeah, fumbling. And then we continue to write this one, and then we remove this one. Whoops, not the best erasing here, but. So this will be moved up here, creating a single extent for this one file. This one we move from here to here, creating a single extent for this one file here. That's the best use of our space. Fewer extents, larger extents for files, the best optimum use of the file system. Plus, other things that happen is, within an allocation unit in the file system, we're going to organize the files so the ones that are more frequently accessed will be towards the beginning of the allocation unit, and the ones that are less frequently accessed we move towards the end. Now that's a traditional way of doing it. Now it's more adjusted in the right algorithms to keep that in play, to make optimized performance based on its location on disk, based on how often something's accessed. Okay? And that's basically it. That's our defragging process.
Well, great. So really, from the example that you had here, you were able to take some files that were fragmented across multiple extents. In this case, they were 2 extents, but you were able to compress that down, if you well, not compress, but you were actually able to get the file down to 1 extent, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and it just makes it more efficient.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So instead of having to go out and seek to multiple locations on the disk to access the file, we only have to go to one starting address and read them all in.
And it's just one utility that does that, right?
Absolutely, and that's our defragging tool.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Wes. We appreciate you going through this.
Thank you.